My name is Taylor,
I'm Matt.
and we've been coming to New Life for pretty consistently for about 6 months now. Popped in and out for, 2 or 3 years, but really decided that we wanted to find somewhere where we could, consistently plant our roots and bring our daughter Collins and just establish where we want to go to church on Sundays.
We also have been looking for some type of Bible study, but it's really hard with a 2.5-year-old. So going to Stephen Lane's house, having the life group there, there's a lot of kids that go down in the basement. They have a nice safe space for all of them to play. And it gives us time to actually dive into the Word and not fear for our child.
Yeah.
I would say join a life group. I mean, it can seriously change your life. And it's so small and personal. But, instead of, speaking in, a room full of, 50 people, you have, 5 or 6 people just talking, and giving, their example of what we're learning, and you get different perspectives. And some people aren't really good with talking in large groups or even small, but I think as it went on, the more people started to talk. But I remember driving, and before my brain would just go automatically to judging, and I stopped myself because of that my Big Fat Mouth series. I stopped and rethought, so it almost taught me to retrain my brain. Think about what you're about to say.
I'm Vince Klinkner. My wife Kara and 2 boys, Carter and Logan, started coming to church out here about 3 or 4 years ago. Don't know everybody here, so I see the life groups as an opportunity to build those relationships, interact, and then do more. Get out into the community, be engaged.
My name is Sharon Zidek, and I've been coming to New Life since February of 24, and I was baptized in May. I love being with like-minded Christians that, offer me the opportunity to grow my faith.
So the difference between just attending on Sundays and joining a life group is relationships.
We very naturally become good friends right away, and I don't want to say vulnerable, but being open was very easy.
You just come on Sundays, it's just hi, good morning, and then at the end it's okay, have a nice week.
Sunday morning you may have a couple minutes to say hi. More than likely you're going to talk to somebody you already know, and you're going to sit down, and when the service is over you're going to go to lunch. But we really took our time, we're intentional, had a lot of good conversations, know the people in the group way better in one time than you probably would in a month of Sundays.
In elementary school, when you had a test coming up or you had, class every day, you studied and you did homework. When you were playing a sport, you went to practice. When you're doing anything in life that's a big deal for you, like church should be on Sundays, you practice and you study in the off time. And so I feel like life group serves as that 1 extra hour, 1.5 hour, however much time you have, but you have to supplement the weekly church with a little bit of homework, because that's how you become more proficient, and that's how you become, more secure in your studies and more knowledgeable in your faith.
So one thing that really stuck with me was when we talked about acts of kindness. I've always been one of those people that when people try to do nice things for me, I'm just oh no, you don't have to do that, or no, I'm fine, no thank you, and I decline. And we talked about how, it's really important to accept acts of kindness so you don't take away someone else's blessing.
You don't really want to talk about your feelings, and as a guy we like to bottle that up and just figure it out on our own. But me personally, I found that me figuring it out on my own doesn't always mean I'm doing it the biblical way, in the right way. So having these conversations with other guys and ladies, a lot of the things I actually brought up, I needed a lady's perspective. Another guy's perspective wasn't going to solve my problem, so I needed a lady's perspective on it. But most of all, I just needed a biblical perspective on some of these things that go on in all of our lives.
I'd say it to anybody that had any reservation is there's a place for you.
We do offer several groups, and I think you could really benefit from trying one.
You're not going to be be put on the spot, you're going to have an opportunity to connect.
I've grown more confident, walking into church and feeling like I'm ready to receive.
Before, I struggled so bad with the even baptism, and I mean, I stared at a shirt in my closet for like 2 years, debating on getting baptized and feeling like I was unworthy of that, and it helped me realize that I am worth it. So, it did strongly help me build my relationship with God.
I mean, my experience has been about spiritual growth, developing new friendships, and soup. Miss Dawn loves to feed us, and I will not take away her blessing.
It's life-changing. It's forming those bonds and relationships with people in the church that I did not have before, anywhere.